Welcome back to Alkaline TV. This is Douglas Dennis, the Alkaline Chef. Today we're making white spelt bread, spelt white bread, plain bread. My other bread recipes are more fancy with herbs and spices in them. This one is basic, simple, and there it is, the finished bread. Now let's get into making it. Alright, we're going to start with spelt flour. 4 cups of spelt flour. I have a link in the description to the spelt flour I use. And then we're going to put 1 more cup, a mix between coconut flour and amaranth flour. I do not recommend using amaranth flour. I only used it because I didn't have any rye left. Now I have rye again. But use coconut flour, a cup of it, or a half cup coconut flour, a half cup rye flour. You could make it 100% out of spelt, but I prefer to mix a little bit of other flour in there. And the amaranth flour, the reason I recommend not using it is because it had a really funky taste, like you're eating out of the field, which is where amaranth came from. So then a half teaspoon of sea salt. And I always oil this hook. Usually I use a brush. This time I just used it on my hand. So you're going to mix all of your dry ingredients so that they're equally combined. A couple tablespoons of grapeseed oil or avocado oil. 1/4 cup agave nectar, which is optional. Going to use sparkling spring water. We're going to start with a cup, and then we're going to slowly add it in. So we might use up to 2 cups, and just slowly add it in while it's mixing. So there's about a half a cup, and that looks like it's probably going to be enough. If it's a little too dry, you can add a little bit more water. This is so easy with an electric mixer. It's more time consuming if you do it by hand, but I did make my first few bread recipes by hand, so you don't have to have one of these to make this. Now here is my ball of dough. The coconut flour is very absorbent and it soaks up all the water. So this is pretty firm. I'm just checking to make sure that it's the desired consistency. All right. And if you need some Play-Doh, here you go. This is the adult Play-Doh. I'm going to add a little bit more water just because it's a little bit too firm. Alright, now we're going to oil and flour the pan. Just completely coat all over. Then add some flour to the bottom and distribute it evenly around the pan. Just tap it into the corners. This will prevent it from sticking to the bottom. Alright, looks good. Ready for the bread. I'm just gently forming this into a ball so that there are no creases on the top. And there you have it. Just cover it up. I don't use plastic wrap, so I'm just recycling this plastic using a bag. Cover it for 1 hour, and then when you come back, add the signature sea salt crust. If you haven't seen any of my other bread recipes, I have several, and I have a lot of people have been giving me good reviews on this crust. It's very simple and very easy. There's nothing to it, but it is extra delicious. Now I'm just oiling this blade so that it doesn't mess up the top, but you don't necessarily need to do that. I'm putting an X in it so that if it puffs up a little bit, it'll give us a nice design and it won't have an ugly crack across the top. Into the oven, preheated at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to bake this for 65 minutes or so. Look at that. I wanted the top to get nice and golden brown. I wanted the crust to be hard on this one because the crust is the best part. I used to hate the crust on bread when I was a child, but now that I know how to make it, the crust is fantastic. Alright, now after it cools, it's very easy to get it out. It should just pop right out in your hand. There you go. Easy does it. Now let's slice it up and make some avocado toast. What will you use your bread for? We also made some blueberry jam. There's a video of that coming soon with some blueberry jam crumble muffins. And here you go, the end piece. And I'm going to dip this in some oil. Use some high quality olive oil, some fresh thyme or dried thyme, and sea salt in the oil. That is good just by itself, or like I said, you could use this with jam. Toast it and then add some coconut MCT oil. Thank you so much. Follow me on social media. I look forward to seeing you in the next live Q&A. And I've been posting videos every single day, so thank you for all the subscribers. Thank you for all the feedback. If you want to go alkaline all in and completely transform your life around, your health around, check out the links in the description. There's a link at the bottom. You can get a hold of me. I'll see you in the next video. Have an amazing day on purpose. Peace.